The traitor's wife who may have saved the plot. History remembers Benedict Arnold as the traitor. The name became a verdict. Clean, final, permanent. But treason is rarely a solitary craft. It moves through drawing rooms, through whispers, through charm, through letters folded small enough to hide. My name is Benedict. No, not that one. Today I will tell you about Peggy Shippen Arnold and the plot she may have helped save. By the late 1770s, Benedict Arnold was already a complicated man. Before the betrayal, he had been brave. Very brave. He fought hard for the American cause. He bled for it. He helped win battles. And yet he felt slighted, passed over, underpraised, burdened by debt and resentment. A dangerous mixture in any age. Then, in Philadelphia, he married Peggy Shippen. She was young, well-connected, socially polished, and from a family with loyalist sympathies. She had moved in circles more comfortable with British officers than with Republican virtue. She was not merely beautiful, she was intelligent, quick, and very much at ease in the world of status, influence, and private conversation. That matters, because revolutions are not sustained by battlefields alone. They are endangered in parlors, too. Before marrying Arnold, Peggy had known Major John André, the charming and talented British officer who served as a kind of intelligence chief under General Clinton. André was no common spy. He was cultured, graceful, the sort of man who made conspiracy seem elegant. After Peggy married Arnold, contact between Arnold and André resumed, whether through Peggy's encouragement, participation, or merely her presence is still debated. But debated does not mean meaningless. It means history has smoke where it wishes for fire. What we do know is this. Arnold opened secret communication with the British. He offered intelligence, then more, and eventually something far worse. West Point, the American fortress on the Hudson, one of the most strategically important positions in the war. Arnold agreed to hand it over, for money and position, and perhaps revenge. Now here is where Peggy enters the story in ways Americans often overlook. She almost certainly knew more than she later admitted. Messages passed. Meetings were arranged. John André became the channel, and Peggy was no passive ornament sitting quietly in the corner while men decided the fate of the Republic. She knew André. She knew Arnold's frustrations. And when the plot began collapsing, she acted with remarkable speed. In September of 1780, André was captured by American forces carrying incriminating papers. The conspiracy began to unravel. Arnold realized he was exposed and fled to the British. Peggy, left behind briefly at their home, faced questioning from George Washington's circle. And then she performed. Brilliantly. She wept, raved, collapsed into apparent hysteria. She seemed overwhelmed, distraught, unstable. The display was so convincing that many around her treated her as an innocent woman shattered by her husband's sudden disgrace. Perhaps she was shattered, but perhaps she also understood exactly what she was doing. Because the performance bought time, it confused suspicion, and it helped redirect attention away from her own possible role in the affair. That is not proof of authorship, but it is evidence of skill. Later, Peggy joined Arnold behind British lines. She was not dragged reluctantly into exile. She went, which tells its own story. Even after the war, many Americans suspected she had been more deeply involved than polite history was willing to say aloud. And polite history often says less about women, not because they lacked influence, but because influence exercised indirectly is harder for historians to pin neatly to the page. Did Peggy Shippen Arnold design the treason? Probably not alone. Did she encourage it, ease it, protect it, and help it survive its most dangerous moment? That question has lingered for good reason, because she may have done exactly that. History prefers its villains simple. One traitor, one decision, one clean moral. But the truth is often more intimate than that. Betrayal enters through grievance, vanity, charm, and the quiet cooperation of those who know more than they say. Peggy Shippen Arnold may not have invented the plot, but she may have helped it live long enough to nearly succeed. And sometimes the most dangerous figures in history are not the ones charging on horseback, but the ones who remain calm, while the room decides whom to trust.